Novo Nordisk stock is down over 43% year to date in 2025, and investors are concerned if the stock price will continue moving lower or if this is a buying opportunity. Of course, I've had Novo Nordisk stock rated as a buy for a while now, ever since the stock price initially uh, fell around April when it was around $60 a share. So, in its recently completed quarter, the management team said that in the first 9 months of 2025, we delivered 15% sales growth and 10% operating profit growth. Now, that's less than what investors were expecting to begin the year, but it's still relatively decent in terms of overall revenue and profit growth. At least they're increasing. Still, that's very disappointing for stock market investors in Novo Nordisk stock, who were expecting significant growth as a result of increasing demand for its weight loss treatments. That hasn't come to fruition as the company struggled with supply to begin 2025, which created an opening for compounders to get approval to sell compounded versions at lower prices to serve a market that was not getting enough supply from Novo and Eli Lilly. And then they've persisted in being able to sell those compounded versions, which is hurting demand for Novo Nordisk. Of course, they highlight this, that their lower sales growth is because we expect lower growth for our GLP-1 treatments in diabetes and obesity. They lowered their guidance for 2025 for sales growth between 8 to 11% and operating profit growth of just 4 to 7%. That's well below what they've delivered so far at 15% growth and 10% growth. So they expect the fourth quarter that's very downbeat in order to bring down the overall figures for the company here in 2025. So looking into their research and development in diabetes, their new treatment is now approved in the US and EU with CV indications based on their trial results. In rare disease, they've submitted the MIM-8 for regulatory approval in both the US and the EU. They also, during the previous quarter, discontinued several non-core assets and redirected resources to areas aligned with their strength. So this usually happens when a business is facing difficulty. They'll kind of focus more on the core.
Click the link below to watch the full video.